Here's an example of a level 3 check-in form. So with a check-in form, particularly for your level 3 clients, they need to be very specific to the niche that you're working in. So this one is for enhanced anabolism. This is for an enhanced athlete. Okay, so depending on the niche that you work with, the questions need to be very specific to the niche. The data points need to be very specific to the niche. So if we have a look, again, we're using an enhanced athlete, probably looking for anabolism, which is a muscle building process, bodybuilding. So let's go through the data. We would certainly want current photos, front, back and side, so we can compare them to the last week. Blood pressure, because checking blood pressure is a very important thing in that population to make sure they stay healthy. Training phase, the bodybuilder may be on a different training phase, whether it's a cut or a mass or a bulk, or they might be at a certain week of a mesocycle, and because those mesocycles can go for a long time, they should know where their training phase is. We check body temperature to see how thyroid is going. So the thyroid's not doing too well and it's starting to go down. We know that we need to start looking at that. Resting heart rate is to make sure they're keeping their cardiovascular health in check. Good deed for this one is for bodybuilders who generally become quite self-centered, and the whole sport becomes entirely about them. That's something that I put in based on my experience. What can you do better? Okay, it's something that they can do better in the gym. It can be better with their diet. We're not really going to ask them questions about their macro tracking or their training log because they're going to be recorded anyway in Kahunas. So if they're already recorded in Kahunas, guess what? I'm not going to worry about actually asking that question twice. And we've already got the data, we've got the data. So let's make sure that we stick with that. And progressive dysfunctions is generally when we're dealing with an enhanced athlete or a bodybuilder, someone who's using drugs to get to the highest level of performance, what we'll see is that they actually do have health dysfunctions that they're looking at. So whether it's kidney, whether it's liver, whether it's cognitive function, whether it's sleep, like very common for bodybuilders to have sleep issues because they're so big. So we want to ask specific questions for that. And from there, we can give specific guidance and coaching to help them achieve their outcomes.